Hi everyone, so this is gonna be my last video on this channel. Wow, that was one hell of an introduction, don't you think? Initially I meant to go all the wall on you, but then I thought it'd be kind of a dick move. So, I've had a couple of personal reasons that have led me to the decision of leaving this channel. Don't worry, I'm gonna do the whole touchy-feely farewell part, but it's gonna be at the end. Because after all, we still got a video to tend to. In this video, I actually want to share with you my journey with English. This should have been done a long time ago. It's just that I thought it would be better to, talk about more general stuff than about myself. I don't need to be more self-serving than I already am, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. It's terrible anyway. For the first time ever, there will be no gimmicks in this video. It's just gonna be me rambling your ears off, so brace yourself and let's ride. To begin with, there are a few things that I think should be clarified. I have never lived in a foreign country, especially the States. I don't know if I should be flattered or perplexed by that assumption. I've always been living in Hanoi ever since I was born. I know it's a lot of people's dream to reside in the US, but it's never been mine. Don't like guns, and I don't like American comedians. I don't find them funny at all, so sue me. Where was I? Oh yeah, English wasn't even my first foreign language. It was French. Studying French the entire length of my adolescence. By the way, the French stuff that we learned, it wasn't the easygoing type thing, it was legit. Things that I can still speak a bit of French now that I haven't practiced since forever ago. Bonjour, merci, that pretty much sums up everything you need to know in French anyway. I guess I officially started my English learning since grade 11. And like everyone else, I have ventured in between a number of English centers in Hanoi, but overall I wasn't satisfied with what I learned. The stuff that I wanted most, they didn't teach me. So at one point I just got fed up. I might as well just do this on my own. I wasn't gonna waste any more money on them. That began a new chapter of relentless and rigorous self-education. If only that was true. Reality, pretty much the opposite. Me studying consists of a lot of TV watching and YouTube wondering and fictions devouring. I take English very seriously, but I don't take studying it seriously, nor do I take myself too seriously. There's a philosophy behind it. If you think about it, native speakers, they were born fluent in their languages. More like they've been surrounded by people who speak that language their entire lives, so they kind of have no choice but to grow into being a fluent speaker. That's where my headspace at. What I've always tried to do is to create a English-speaking environment on my own for myself, and it sounds very depressing, but I rather educate myself on the stuff that I truly give a shit about than wasting my time attending some classes to let people bullshitting me and breathing down my neck. Moving on to a few invaluable lessons that I've collected along the way. I don't believe in improving your English by solely focusing on one skill at a time. You can't disintegrate one from another because they have each other's back. For example, you can't speak well if you suck at listening. Speaking of speaking, now I don't have any magical techniques. As I mentioned earlier, I watch a lot of stuff. TV sitcoms, comedy shows, YouTube videos, the whole shebang. I tend to mimic the way that people speak on those shows, and I think that is a good basic start for me to develop my own style of speaking. What I like to do all the time is introducing words and expressions that I think sound kind of cool into my speaking. I think that is how I put what I've learned into practice. Don't shy away from being an aggressive speaker. Like, people commented that I come across a bit intense all the time. But you know what? Better that than speaking with no intonation, no strength, no conviction. Sense of humor, it's fundamental. The most genius word in the history of the language of English, in my opinion, is fuck. Fuck, it's just the one-of-a-kind word that you can put any fucking where and it would make completely fucking sense. It's fucking beautiful. Reading, I think, plays the most elementary role in my learning as a whole. And yes, I used to be a fan of the Twilight Saga. Until the movie came along. In hindsight, probably you shouldn't have listened to me. My advice sounds kind of shit, even to my own ear. I'm telling you all these things not because I want to brag about myself. I just want to stress that I have no privileged background as a student in English. I'm just a normal human being. I have no special talents or abilities. But the biggest reason why English works for me, in my opinion, it's because I have no obligation to study it. I don't study English because I want to go abroad or because I want to show off or anything like that. I just simply do it because I love English as a language. And I think when you do things you love, it will work out. It will definitely work out. On the making videos note, now I didn't know what I was getting myself into at first. The biggest challenge though is to explain myself in a sensible manner for people to understand. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a scholar either. I'm just a student and I'm only speaking from my perspective. So I know it might sound biased from time to time, but I think that is what's unique about YouTube videos anyway. They are personal, so they feel more approachable and more relatable in a way. Overall, I've been tremendously thrilled with all the support, both from people whom I know, as well as people whom I never had a chance to meet. Especially when last year has been a very rough year to me personally. It has been the toughest year of my life. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say I honestly and truthfully grateful for you. It has been a hell of a ride, to say the least. It's been quite a short one, but a sweet one, I think. Dear, I hope you will preserve some nice memory about a crazy person making videos on YouTube. Girl can dream, you know. At last, I just want to say I wish you all the best in your journeys with English. Thank you and goodbye.